Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to talk about my experience with counting calories to lose weight. Exercise. So I joined the gym and I started exercising regularly, but the biggest contributor into my weight loss was counting my calories. And as they say, weight loss happens in the kitchen, not in the gym. So they say like weight loss is about like 80% diet and 20% exercising. Like going to the gym helps somewhat when you're trying to lose weight, but when it comes down to it, it's really about your diet and how much you're eating. And the reason for that is because, okay, first of all, to lose weight, you need to be in calorie deficit, which means eating below your maintenance calories. So your maintenance calories varies. It's different for everyone. It depends on how tall you are, how much you weigh, and all those things. To lose weight, you need to eat below that maintenance calories. Like you basically need to burn more than you take in at the end of the day. And the only way to do that is to either burn it through exercise or reducing your calorie intake. When it comes down to it, it's far easier to cut down how much you're eating than trying to burn it through exercise. If I want to have like a Big Mac meal at McDonald's, which is roughly somewhere close to 1,000 calories, that can only take minutes for me to consume that amount of calories. But if I want to burn 1,000 calories through exercise, I would have to be in the gym for like hours, for like at least like a few hours, doing like high intensity cardio to burn off those calories. I know this varies with each individual, but for me personally, like when I use my heart rate monitor, it takes me about like an hour to burn off like anywhere close to 500 calories, like doing high intensity cardio. And consuming 500 calories is very easy. It's like a piece of cake. Like you can consume 500 calories within minutes. You see, so it's really not easy trying to burn calories through exercise. Because at the end of the day, like let's say if I'm eating badly and consuming too many calories, I will not lose weight. Because it all comes down to like how much you are eating at the end of the day. Because like let's say if you're eating badly and overeating and then you go to the gym, you still don't want to lose weight at the end of the day. So that's why like it helps to pay attention to your diet, you know, and gym is more like a icing on the cake. Because at the end of the day, you could still lose weight without exercise. So when I had COVID-19, one of my symptoms was loss of appetite. So I found like I wasn't eating as much. Like I was eating but not as much. Like I ate very little because I had no appetite. And within 3 weeks, I lost weight because I wasn't eating as much, right? I didn't do any single exercise. I just wasn't eating that much at all because of loss of appetite. So I lost weight because of that, because I wasn't eating that much. I was eating less. My calorie intake were less. Yeah, so once I recovered, my appetite came back in high gear and I started eating more, much more than I was before. And guess what? That weight came back on very fast. Yeah, so because when it comes down to it, it's just how much you are eating. No matter what method you use to lose weight, you know, even if you're not tracking your calories, or whether you're just watching what you eat, or maybe you're eating less and exercising regularly, or you are on a diet, or any methods you use, you know, when you lose weight is because you're in a calorie deficit. So at the beginning of my weight loss journey, before I started tracking my calories, as I said, I started going to the gym first, but I wasn't really paying attention to my diet and how much I was eating. I noticed that in the beginning, I wasn't losing as much weight. Like I was losing a little bit, but I didn't start losing until I started tracking my calories. That's when the weight loss started to come off. That's when I started seeing results, when I started paying attention to my diet and tracking my calorie intake. Because even though I was burning some calories through exercising, but I was probably eating them back. Because at the end of the day, if I'm just eating back the calories, like you're not going to see any results. Because even though you're exercising, you're busting your butt off in the gym, but then if your diet is bad and you're overeating, you're just putting those calories that you burn back, and you're not really going to lose that much weight, if all. There's so many calorie calculators online that can make it easier for you to track down your calories. Once you sign up, they can tell you like how much calories you need to eat to lose either 1 pound, 2 pounds. You just have to enter your information, your height, your weight, your starting weight, and how much you want to lose per week, and it will tell you like how many calories you need to consume. But for me, like I use my FitnessPal app. I can actually like log in everything that I'm eating, which makes it easier for you to actually track down how much you're eating. It's really easy to use. So in my next video, I'm gonna go in depth and pretty much how I track my food for those who may consider like, you know, using this method to lose weight. So when I started my weight loss journey, I was weighing about like 160 in my before picture, and my goal weight was 125. So when I started counting my calories, I was losing about like 1 pound a week. So you can set it up how you want. You could either lose 2 pounds or 1 pound a week. So like if you have a lot to lose, like if you're like really have a lot to lose, you could go for 2 pounds a week. But for me, I found like 1 pound a week was more sustainable for me. So 1 pound a week worked out for me. But you just have to see like how much you weigh and how much you have to lose to determine. So 2 pounds a week is the maximum you can lose when using my FitnessPal, and I'm sure with other calorie counting app. I found like when I started losing weight, like in the beginning, if you have a lot to lose, I find like the weight loss comes out easier. Like at first you're gonna see like it's gonna come out just like that. You're gonna lose, especially if you have a lot to lose. But as you lose weight, it's gonna slow down a bit, and it's not always linear. There's gonna be some week you don't lose any weight, and then other week you lose maybe 2 pounds or 1.5 pounds. So it's not always going to be consistent. But what I did, for me, I paid more attention to how my clothes were feeling than the scale. Yeah, because there was sometimes like when you know, it just varies, especially when it's time of the month, you retain so much water, and if you don't weigh yourself at the right time, you might weigh heavier than your actual weight. You might be 5 pounds heavier, right? Just if you weigh yourself at the end of the day instead of the beginning of the day before you eat something or drink anything. So I tried not to weigh myself every day. Like I tried to weigh myself like at least like once a week, you know. So you don't want to, it can get really into your head where you are just obsessing over the scale and trying to weigh yourself every day. You don't want to do that. And with counting calories, like the weight loss is going to be gradual. So it's not going to be like trying to lose weight on a like one of those like fad diets or on water fast where you're gonna lose a bunch of weight in a short amount of time. But with counting calories, your weight loss is gonna be gradual. So the maximum you can lose per week is 2 pounds. But for me, I was losing 1 pound a week, which was okay, you know, because you want it to be sustainable. You want it to make it a lifestyle change. For me personally, when I started my journey, I started eating at like 17 or 1800 calories to lose 1 pound a week. Everyone's calorie is different, so that would vary of how tall you are, how much you weigh, your activity level. So if you're more active, then you obviously you're gonna have to eat more calories, right? So your calorie intake is gonna be different. If you're not as active, you're gonna have to eat less calories than you're active. So it's gonna vary from everyone. And I had to eat somewhere around 17 or 1800. I don't remember exactly. So somewhere around there to lose 1 pound a week. But as you lose weight, your calorie will change. Like as you lose weight, you have to go like in your app, and then you have to update like how much you weigh now, right? So if you lose weight, your calorie intake will decrease, because like the smaller you are, the less calories you need to maintain that weight. So like as you get smaller, then your calories will get less and less. That's why like when it gets smaller, it's just gonna get harder for you to lose weight, because you won't have that many calories as in the beginning. To lose 1 pound, you need to be like a 500 calorie deficit to lose 1 pound a week. So to lose 2 pounds, I guess that would be like 1,000. So to lose 2 pounds, that can only work for someone who have like a lot to lose. Like let's say if you have like 100 pounds to lose and you have so much weight to lose, like you can start with 2 pounds a week, because that way you have more room, you know, to make those changes. And someone who's smaller, 2 pounds a week would be too aggressive. So I was losing like 1 pound a week up until I started weighing somewhere around like 130, because my goal was 125. So when I was somewhere around like 135, especially like the last 10 pounds or the last 5 pounds, I had to switch to losing like 0.5 pounds a week instead of 1 pound a week, because like as I said, as you get smaller, then your calorie intake is going to get smaller too, because when you're smaller, your body needs less calories to maintain your weight than when you're bigger. So I had to like switch it to 0.5 instead of 1 pound a week, you know, so that way like it's not too aggressive. 1 pound a week would be too aggressive, because I'm already needing less calories. So as you get smaller, you don't have many calories to work around with. So your deficit will get smaller, right? So like you're gonna be eating less calories, because when you're smaller, your body needs less amount of calories to maintain that weight than when you're bigger. So when it gets smaller, that's when it gets harder and it's gonna slow down. Especially the last 5 pounds are the hardest to lose. From my experience and other people experience who started counting calories, they said the last 5 pounds are the slowest and hardest to lose. And at some point, you might even plateau or get stuck on the same weight, even though you're doing the same thing. Another tip I have for you for that is, so you want to like increase your exercise, because when you exercise, you get to eat those calories back, because you're already eating at a calorie deficit without exercising, right? So when you exercise, when you burn calories on top of that, you get to eat them back. So like what I did, like when I got smaller and I still had like 5 pounds or 10 pounds to go, what I did was I increased my exercise, so that way like I can earn extra calories to eat. Especially for me, I'm only 5'3", so like at 130, like I have to eat less calories than I was like when I was heavier to maintain that weight. So then if you're trying to eat in calorie deficit, then you're even eating less calories, so it can get harder, right? So you want to be strategic, you want to increase your exercise, your activity level. Also, another thing too, for anyone who haven't counted calories, so every time you make changes on a diet, right, it's going to be difficult at first, because when you start counting calories and starting eating less than you usually do, it's going to be hard at first, because your body is used to eating more. So when you start restricting your calories, it's gonna be hard at first. And I find like the first few weeks were the hardest. Trust me, like when you start restricting your calories and starting eating less than you normally do, your body is gonna try to put a fight and get you to curve, right, and go back to your old eating habits. But you need to stick to it. Like if you stick to it, after like few weeks, it gets easier. And like the longer you start eating less, I think your stomach shrinks. So it's more of a lifestyle change. It's gonna get easier like as you eat, yeah, but at first it's gonna be hard. You just need to stick to it. The reason why I love counting calories is I never felt like I was on a diet. I could still eat anything I wanted and still lose the weight, but I still try to make like healthy food choices and try to eat food that are high in protein, food that are nutrition dense, that will keep you feeling full longer than if you eat junk food. So like I will still eat right, but then there are times when I'm craving for something sweet or a cookie. I just have to make sure that it fits my calorie goal. I just have to make sure that I have room for it. So I just look how much calories I eat and how many calories I have left, and try to make room for it. So it's not a problem as long as you try to do it in moderation. Yeah, so you wanna stay away from like junk food, because junk food is high in calories and it's not nutritious. It doesn't leave you feeling full or longer. So you still need to make good food choices for that reason. Otherwise, like if you're gonna eat all junk, and the next thing you know, you used up your calorie for the day, and you're gonna quit, right? So you wanna make sure you make really good food choices. But once in a while, you want a piece of cake, you can still have it, as long as you don't eat too much about it. So it all comes down to portion control, right, and eating moderation. Other methods of losing weight works too, because at the end of the day, you are eating less. So whether you try dieting or other methods for you're gonna lose weight, you try dieting, water fasting, it works, because at the end of the day, you are eating less. But you just need to find what works for you, what clicks for you. For me, it's counting calories. Counting calories may not work for you. You might prefer going on a diet or water fast or anything, or any other methods you want to lose weight, or you might prefer just watching what you eat, or your portion control and exercise. But at the end of the day, you need to be in a calorie deficit for weight loss to occur. And of course, once you lose weight, keeping that weight off can be difficult, because it has to be a lifestyle change, right? So like I have like gained back some of that weight and lose it, over the years. I have like gain and lose it, because like keeping that weight off is not easy at all. So you have to make it a lifestyle change. So every time I start overeating and I find myself not going to the gym as much, the weight start to come back. So as soon as I notice like, oh crap, my clothes are getting tighter again, I go back to tracking my calories again, so that way I can get back in tracking. Gaining weight is very easy than losing it. So it won't take too long for those pounds to come back. Trust me. Keeping weight off is not easy. That takes a lot of work too, because then it's really easy to get it back if you're not careful, right? So you still want to make it a lifestyle change. You still want to like pay attention to your portion control. You still want to exercise regularly. Yeah. So, and usually I try to pay attention to how my clothes are fitting. So as soon as I notice that like the weight is starting to creep back up, and I go down and I start tracking my calories again, just to level everything down and get back on track. That's why you want to make it a lifestyle change and continue to make good food choices. Before you know it, that weight will start to creep back on. And sometimes it happens slowly, right? And you must start gaining like 2 pounds a month. And in 5 months, that comes to like 2. And in 5 months, it's 10 pounds, so like the weight will creep back like slowly, and before you know it, you gain those 10 pounds back, so yeah, so it's a lifestyle change, so the weight never stops once you lose weight. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share. And please share with me down in the comments, what methods you use to lose weight. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.